America has always been a major player on the world stage, influencing global politics, economics, and culture. For decades, it was involved in pretty much every international organization you could think of, shaping policies and decisions that affected millions. From big ones like the United Nations, where it played a pivotal role in peacekeeping and humanitarian efforts, to more specialized ones you've probably never even heard of, dealing with niche issues like maritime law or global health. But lately, things have been changing. The landscape of international relations is shifting, and America's role is evolving. America has started pulling back, reducing its presence in some key areas, leaving some folks wondering, why? Is it a strategic retreat or a sign of changing priorities? Is this a temporary blip or a sign of a bigger shift in how America sees itself in the world? Are we witnessing a new era of American isolationism? Some people argue that these exits are about putting America first, prioritizing national interests, and focusing on domestic issues before tackling global ones. They believe that strengthening the home front is essential for long-term stability and prosperity. Others see it as a rejection of multilateralism, the idea that countries working together can solve problems more effectively than going it alone. They worry that this shift could undermine global cooperation and make it harder to address issues like climate change, pandemics, and international security. Whatever the reason, these decisions have real consequences, both for America and for the rest of the world. The ripple effects are felt far and wide. As America redefines its role, the global community watches closely, wondering what the future holds for international relations and global stability. Let's start with the Paris Agreement, a historic accord that aimed to unite the world in the fight against climate change. This landmark agreement brought together nearly 200 countries, each committing to significant environmental goals. All these nations pledged to reduce their greenhouse gas emissions and combat climate change through various measures, including adopting renewable energy sources. It was a big deal, seen by many as a crucial step towards a more sustainable future, inspiring hope and action worldwide. Then, in 2020, America, the world's second-largest emitter of greenhouse gases, pulled out of the agreement, causing a significant stir. The Trump administration argued that the agreement was unfair to American businesses and workers, claiming it imposed undue economic burdens. They believed it put them at a disadvantage compared to other countries, which they argued were not held to the same stringent standards. This decision sparked outrage and disappointment from many world leaders and environmental activists, who saw it as a betrayal of global efforts. They viewed it as a major setback in the fight against climate change, fearing it would undermine years of progress and cooperation. America's withdrawal from the World Health Organization, WHO, was another controversial move, sparking debates across the globe. The WHO is the United Nations agency responsible for international public health, playing a crucial role in coordinating responses to health crises. It has been instrumental in managing global health emergencies like pandemics, providing guidance and support to countries in need. The decision to leave, made in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic, was criticized by many who saw it as a dangerous move that could undermine global health efforts. Critics argued that it jeopardized not only American health, but also global solidarity. UNESCO, the United Nations educational, scientific, and cultural organization, promotes international collaboration on education, science, and culture. It aims to build peace through these essential pillars. America had a long history with UNESCO, but withdrew in both 1984 and 2018, each time citing different reasons. The reasons for leaving were complex, ranging from accusations of anti-Israel bias to concerns about bureaucratic inefficiency. These decisions have had lasting impacts on international relations and America's role on the global stage. Section 4. The Trans-Pacific Partnership, Trade Tensions, and Economic Interests. Finally, let's talk about the Trans-Pacific Partnership, or TPP. This massive trade agreement, negotiated by 12 countries including the US, aimed to lower tariffs, harmonize regulations, and promote economic integration across the Asia-Pacific region. However, the TPP faced strong opposition in the US, with critics arguing that it would lead to job losses and benefit corporations at the expense of workers. In 2017, President Trump pulled America out of the TPP, fulfilling a campaign promise but raising concerns about America's commitment to free trade and its relationships with key Asian allies. Section 5. Conclusion: a more inward-looking America. So, what does it all mean? America's recent withdrawal from international organizations reflects a complex mix of political, economic, and ideological factors. Some see it as a sign of a more inward-looking America, prioritizing its own interest over global cooperation. Others argue that it's simply a course correction, a way for America to reassert its role in the world on its own terms. Only time will tell what the long-term consequences of these decisions will be, but one thing is clear: America's relationship with the world is changing.